guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about the assumptions that you guys have made about me. So I asked this question on Instagram and a lot of you answered, am I a hypocrite? To be honest, I think I sometimes am. I'm not gonna lie about this. I think I can be very opinionated and I'm all like, ooh, so righteous, and then I just go and do something stupid. So it's kind of like, I think I'm better now than I used to be when I first joined social media. So I think I am improving, and I'm just gonna try and just not be so, such a hypocrite. Yes, of course. I think, of course, naturally we want to showcase and promote like the good things and the good brides and the good experiences, of course. But excuse me, like sometimes I've had brides who might not have been happy, and even recently had a bride that during her trial actually told me that she only booked me because she couldn't find anybody else, and everyone else that she actually wanted were booked out, so she had no other option but to go with me. So yeah, it was a very, very, very nice trial. I'm not sure if I should be upset about that, or offended or insulted or whatever, but it's not that I don't like to have a baby. I cannot conceive, and I've known this for over 10 years, and my family know about this. My husband knows about it, of course, even way before when we first started. That was one of the first things I told him. We do want to adopt. We're all okay with this, and we do want to adopt, and when we're ready we will hopefully do that. But you know, the struggle is real, man. I know a lot of my friends who have been going through IVF and who, you know, all have a lot of children and stuff. So, you know, it's always like a big emotional roller coaster for me on a constant basis being around people. But, you know, it is what it is. Aw, I'm a bit sad that people think that I'm not a pet person. I mean, I do like dogs, and I've had, but big dogs. I'm not a small dog person. I'm more of like big dogs, and I used to own two many years ago, and my husband loves big dogs as well, and we would love to have a Rottweiler, or you know, maybe even a Labrador. We're just waiting, because I travel a lot, my husband works a lot, and it's really, really unfair to have, I mean, I would like to have two dogs, to have two dogs and leave them alone. Like, I think that's so unfair, and I wouldn't want to do that. So maybe one day when I have a big family, a big house, and loads of children, and then loads of dogs. I would say I'm rich in, you know, the support system that I have, the people that I have, the relationships, you know, the love. I know it sounds really cheesy, but what does that even mean? Like, rich, does that mean you're rich? I could be rich in Malaysia, but I could be poor in England, like, you know. I just think you know, it's really, really important to appreciate that people work very hard. I work really hard, and you know, I've worked, you know, in retail or part-time or whatever since I was 16 years old, so I've always worked and earned the money, and so yeah, so I don't know if that's what people think. It wasn't given to me, I can assure you that. That's a nice one, thank you. I do see myself as a balanced person, and I definitely take relationships very seriously. Whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's relationships, like my husband, yeah, it matters. It's definitely a priority. இதெல்லாம் ஒரு கேள்வியா? நான் நினைக்கிறேன் அந்த கேள்வி கேட்ட ஆள் வந்து என்ன இன்ஸ்டாகிராம்லயோ ஃபேஸ்புக்லயோ ஒன்றிலையுமே ஃபாலோ பண்றதில்ல, அதனால தான் இந்த கேள்வி கேட்டிருக்கேன். பட் நான் பிறந்ததிலிருந்தே இப்போ நான் கதைக்க தொடங்கினதுலேருந்தே அம்மா அப்பா தமிழ் தான் கேட்குறது, வீட்டில் தமிழ் தான் கேட்குறது. எனக்கு அது பழக்கம், அண்ட் எனக்கு தமிழில் கேட்குறது வந்து சரியான விருப்பம். So நீங்க யாரு இந்த கேள்வி கேட்டீங்களோ, you know, I hope this answered your question. Coconut. Okay, the definition of a coconut is that you're you know, brown on the outside, white on the inside, and I never ever have been called a coconut, nor did I ever think that I was, just because I do love my culture and traditions, and I love wearing sari or traditional clothing. I watch Tamil movies, I listen to Tamil songs all the time, and you should see me dance to a Kutha song, man. Like, I am not joking. Like, you know, I was just about to sing a really old Kutha song, but So people that know me really, really, really well, they actually feel like I'm some, you know, like, where did this one come from? She, you know, what they see, like what I look like and how I behave is completely different. So I don't regard myself as a coconut, but then I was, you know, raised and brought up in the UK and in Germany all my life. So of course I'm going to have, you know, that world as well, because that's all I've known as well, right? So I love that you guys think that just from my posts, but yes, I am. Loyalty is like on the top for me, like, and that's with anybody, like, you know, of course relationships, like, you know, meaning your husband, like trust, loyalty, all of those things, but I'm talking about friendships, and I'm talking about family. Like, it's really, really important. Loyalty is a big thing for me, and people, I don't think I'm friends with anybody that isn't a loyal person or hasn't been loyal towards other people or whatever. Like, that just doesn't work for me. Like, maybe I do some, maybe I don't, I don't know. Like, I think at the end of the day, it's to do with your upbringing, right? Like, whatever, like if your parents are very superstitious and they're just like, oh, you know, don't pass the safety pin in the hand, don't cut your nails at night, or you know, there are a lot of things, right, that I get to hear from other people, but me and my sister, we were not raised that way. We didn't know any of these things, so it was kind of like, you know, so but I respect it. I respect that a lot of people have grown up that way, and you know, at the end of the day, it's a psychological thing, right? If you feel like that's gonna cause something, or bad luck, or a bad day, or whatever, then, you know, fine. I can respect that you don't want to do it because you believe that something bad could happen. Me, on the other hand, I have a lot of faith in God, and for me, I just, you know, I just think to myself, you know what, if something bad is going to happen, it's going to happen because it's meant to be. So, and you know, if God is allowing it, then it's meant to happen that way, right? So yeah, yes, it's actually a little bit of a bad habit of mine. I think since I was 16 years old, when I first started earning, like the first thing that I would do when I got paid was go somewhere nice to eat. You know, but then everyone's different, right? Like, people like to spend their money on so many different things, and I like spending money on food and clothes, and yeah, so I do cook a lot more, a lot more at home now, and I think you know, that's one of my New Year's resolutions, just to not eat out as much or order in or anything like that, but just to cook and eat at home. So yeah, I don't know, I don't want to get political, but I guess for those who do know what Sri Lanka has gone through and what our Tamil people had gone through, it's kind of like, you know, everyone scattered around the world, and you know, I was a refugee myself, and it's kind of like you want to, I specifically want to help, you know, my people, in the sense that, you know, Tamil people from the Sri Lankan community, just because I feel like we haven't had a platform, we haven't had a voice, and we've not had opportunities. And I think if we didn't have the war in Sri Lanka, I think a lot of us would have been on, you know, doing very, very, very different things. And so that's why I try and really, you know, since I have a big following, maybe even one of the biggest following amongst my community, so I think it's just natural that I'm obliged, it's a responsibility as a, you know, Sri Lankan Tamil to help, you know, people that I feel really need it and stuff. So I'm really sorry if you feel that I'm secluding or not including other communities. I feel like me doing everything in English most of the time is to include everybody, and I would like to include everybody, so please don't feel offended. It's not even a preference. I think I just naturally do it because I really want to do something for the people that I feel haven't had the opportunities. I think you would laugh if you read this. He is far from a public figure. He is not on social media. He, you know, I think my husband, if he's on the phone, it's to read BBC News. I'm not even joking. Like, my husband is the complete opposite of me when it comes to being public about anything. So yeah, he's definitely not a public figure. You know, whether we are fairer or of a darker skin complexion, you know, we have had some issues. And see, I was bullied in school in Germany because of my skin tone. People actually thought that I was dark because they were all, you know, Caucasian. So I used to get attacked for that. And then growing up in Germany all my life as well, my mum used to want me to wear Fair and Lovely. She used to ban me from going outside to play. She wouldn't let me sit in the garden because she didn't want me to tan. And so me, the rebel, growing up, I wanted to be the complete opposite. So for me, I wanted to tan, I wanted to use bronzer, I wanted to do all of those things. And but you know, my mother didn't really like that when I was younger. She's obviously completely different now. But I think growing up, even I faced those things. So yes, I don't promote, you know, any artificial kind of lightening, and especially with my brides, I don't ever make them a shade lighter or 2 shades lighter or anything. Like I'm personally so against that. I feel like you should just be very happy with who you are and in your own skin tone. And I can understand the kind of bullying and the harassment you get, whether it's, you know, outside, but especially from your own family, you know, or extended family and stuff. And you know, it's hard, and you do kind of you wish sometimes that you looked different and stuff, but please don't. Like, I think it's so great that so many influencers now are, you know, using their platform to raise, you know, awareness in regards to diversity and inclusion. And I think a lot of beauty brands and stuff are really trying to do that as well. So just embrace it, man, embrace it. Like, you look beautiful just the way you are. I mean, this was something that I was told by people around me, is that so for me, yes, I am a little bit short-tempered, but in this line of business I've learned to be passive-aggressive instead. So when I do get really angry, I'm just very quiet. I'm not the type of person to shout or raise my voice or get confrontational or fight with people. I don't do that. I just get very passive aggressive. So a lot of people that know me really well call me a pressure cooker. Like, I'm just passive aggressive and then I'm just like, wah! But yeah, unfortunately I am. Yes, that's actually very true. It's very easy in the industry to hear things about other people, you know, other professionals, and you know, people always want to build groups, and that's something that I've learned. So people would come up to me and say, oh, you know, that photographer did this, and oh my god, this makeup artist did this, or whatever. And I'll listen. I'm just like, okay, you know, it's always important to be aware, and you know, sometimes it is good to be warned as well, I guess. But then I make my own conclusions, like, you know, I'd listen to it and I'm just like, okay. And then you know, I will still go and speak to whoever this person is supposed to, you know, apparently they were not that nice or something, but I would still be, you know, I'll give them a chance, because you shouldn't judge somebody, especially not based on rumors. And I know that because I'm pretty sure there are so many stories, you know, that are going around about me, and you know, and I would hope that people are wise enough and smart enough to draw their own conclusions. It's very rare these days, or in the last few years. It used to happen a lot more before, but I think I've learned to manage my days better, because I don't procrastinate, and one thing I hate doing is dwelling on it. So whenever I feel a little bit low, I don't really want to tell many people, because then the more and more I talk about it, the more negative that I feel. You know, the more negative I feel, and then my friends then end up reflecting that as well, and then they end up being negative, or they come and tell me something negative, and it just gets worse. It just gets from bad to worse. So one thing I've learned is that when I do feel low, I just do anything and everything to quickly pick myself up, and you know, because it's okay to feel low, but it's really important that you don't stay feeling low. It's really important that you figure out some sort of management skill, some sort of way to get out of it. And I'm talking so, like, you know, clinical, I guess, but it's only because I've had therapy. I've had many years of therapy, and during therapy that was one thing that I've learned, and one huge skill set that I learned and that I took away from it is to be able to, you know when you are feeling low and know what to do about it. Yeah, to an extent I do agree, but at the same time I feel like I worked hard because I've learned that quality from my parents. Both my parents and myself, all three of us were refugees when we left Sri Lanka and moved to Germany. My parents did cleaning jobs, my parents worked 2-3 different jobs and did night shifts and whatnot. Like, you know, both of them worked, you know, their backsides off, and they were in their mid-20s at the time, and you know, couldn't speak the language, and they had a very rough time, and you know, no completed education, nothing. So it's kind of like, you know, from that little, you know, room that we all lived in that refugee home, for my parents to be where they are today is mainly because they've worked so hard, and seeing them work that hard and not taking things for granted. And you know, like sort of, even till today, I still get told off if, like right now, if my dad knew that I'm using this many lights for recording this video, he'll probably give me a whole lecture about, oh, blah blah blah. So it's still like that, and I really appreciate it, because my parents really ground me and really have taught me to work hard and to stand on my own feet and stuff. So I would say, as much as yes, I've worked hard and I am where I am today, but I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for my parents. I'm really sorry to disappoint, but no, I'm not at all. Like, you should ask my husband. My husband would be the #1 person to say, this one, sensitive? I don't think so. No, I'm not. I don't think I am. I don't think I'm a very sensitive person. I'm quite tough. I can handle stuff, and I genuinely don't remember the last time I cried. I don't cry. I'm not saying that I don't get sad or I don't get upset or I don't get, you know, but again, I've mastered to control my emotions, and so I don't actually. And I love horror films. Horror films are probably my favorite genre of movies, and rom-coms. I love rom-coms, but horrors are like, oh my god, I would watch every single new horror film that comes out. And yeah, James Wan is like one of my favorite directors. And I love Stephen King as well. A little? No, I have major OCD. I'm like the Monica from Friends. I'm crazy. No, I'm not. I'm not really a party person. I don't think I ever really was. Maybe during my university days, but I think I prefer dinners and chilling at home with a movie and having a conversation. I think that's probably more me. But you know, sometimes I do go out and I, you know, would have a drink maybe once in a while or something like that. I just don't really post about it because I do have a lot of younger followers, and I don't feel like I necessarily need to showcase that side of my life all the time. But yeah, but no, not really a party person, to be honest. That's all. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I was actually quite surprised at a lot of the assumptions about me, because 90% of them were true. 90% of them were true in the sense, you know, they were me and they were who I am, and it was nice to read them because it made me realize that I'm using my social media platform correctly and I'm really representing myself the way I want to be represented, and it's quite nice that you guys see that. So I am so grateful. Thank you so much. And thank you for all those people as well who've made the effort to make assumptions, whether they were comfortable or not. You know, it's sometimes nice to know and understand what people are thinking about you or what people are saying about you, and because if there are certain things that you can change for the better, then why not, right? So yeah. But like I said, thank you again so much for watching. If you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave some feedback and subscribe. And yeah, share, tell other people, and if you want, you can leave some assumptions about me below as well, and I'll see if I can, you know, respond to everyone. Okay, bye.